everyone. It is Wednesday night and time for another Facebook Live. It gave me that funny message again saying multitasking would degrade the video, so hopefully it won't go wonky on me like it did last week. Although it didn't seem to change anything for you guys, so that's good. Whoops. Trying to make sure. It always looks shadowed on my camera. All right, well, I'll give you a minute to get on with me. I'm going to share this to the group, to my group too. So that way, if you find me on this business page, you'll see it, or if you find me on the group, you'll see it. Hey, Carol, welcome. All right, we're just getting this shared over to the group, and then we will get started. We are playing with a brand new collection called Fitting Florets. I'll just put this down here for you to look at while I'm playing on my laptop. Getting this shared, maybe. So this is something that just became available yesterday. Part of it will carry over into the mini catalog in January, and part of it is just now while supplies last. So the stamps and dies, these will carry over, and these dies are beautiful, and you'll see, I'll show you some examples at the end too that I've done with them. I mean, just look at, it's just beautiful. Yes, I know it is. Will it be on the next? So that's what I was just saying. This will be in the next catalog. This, but the paper will not. So the gold, what are they calling these? Gold adhesive back swirls. There's a framed and festive that is a Christmas stamp set, and this gorgeous paper. These will not be in the catalog, so they are only while supplies last. So you want to be sure you get those now. Hey, buddy, welcome. Just getting this shared over to my group and just explaining a little bit about this collection. So I think I have it all right here. I can show you in person. So let's do that real quick. So there is a stamp set and dies. These dies are amazing. So you have some beautiful oval dies, and you'll see we're going to use this one. Well, I already cut it, but we'll use this one, and then I'll show you some examples using the others. You've got ones that cut out the stamped images, and then just some greenery or leaf detailed ones that you can use, which I used one on here. So this will be in the next mini catalog. Now, these other three will not, so they are only while supplies last. So let me show you what those are. It's this framed and festive stamp set, which I love. These sentiments that are mixed font like this, and this has got some really nice big ones. So they will fill up an oval very nicely. So that is only while supplies last. These gold, I'm going to take them out of the package so that maybe you can see them a little bit better. So they won't glare quite so much. Gold adhesive back swirls. It's kind of hard to get that on camera, but they're very shiny gold. Very pretty. Those are only while supplies last. And then, to me, the most beautiful thing is this paper. So we are using some of this tonight. But beautiful florals, and I think some of this, I haven't tried it yet. I think you can cut out some of these with the dies. They've been really good about that lately. So here's, and the colors in this, these are not really Christmas colors, so it's more blues and greens and then some pink in there. But we made, and I'll show you this at the end, a Christmas card using this paper in my team meeting, and I think I've shown them to you before, but just in case you haven't seen them. Look at that green gingham, isn't that pretty? Let me see if I've missed any. And that one we've already seen. I think we saw that one. Yeah, I think that's all of the different ones. Yep. Oh, here's a big piece of this. You can see what that looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? So it is just beautiful paper. All right, let's get this out of the way and we will get busy crafting. And then I will show you some examples, which you might have seen them before, but just in case you didn't catch the video where I was showing them before, then you can see them this time. All right, so we are going to make this, and I did not write down who I saw make this on YouTube, but it's kind of a little fun fold card. So you're just taking a regular card front and then you just kind of cut it and make that. So I already cut it, and I will put all the dimensions on my blog like I always do. This way. So you just have your regular card and you score it like you always do at 5.5, and then you take your trimmer and you just cut 1 1/4 on each side to that score line. So that gives you this 3-part card, like that. Isn't that fun? But before we do that, let's do our stamping before we play with that. So I have somewhere over here, there's my oval, and I had, there it is, a piece of scratch paper, or not a scratch paper, but a small piece of white, a small white scrap, basic white scrap. Because these are photopolymer, I'm going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat out. So we are going to color this flower with our blend, so I'm going to use Memento for it. So we'll just stamp that. And then the sentiment I'm doing in Night of Navy. That is one of the colors in the paper that we're using. And this one says, "Thank you with all my heart." It just fit nicely in this oval. So Night of Navy, just stamp it in the middle of your oval. There we go. Uh-oh, I stuck my finger right in the Night of Navy. Hang on, let me grab a Kleenex or something over here just to get some of it wiped off so I don't get navy all over my card. Okay. Ah, that one too. What a mess. All right. Now maybe we can stamp without making any more of a mess. Or not stamp, but color. All right, so that is all of our stamping. Now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to grab my mini cut and emboss machine, because we're just going to die cut this little flower. And grab my dies. One of these days I'll have to show you a picture of what my table looks like while I'm doing these videos, because it's pretty funny. So it's this one in the middle here. Wait, where's my, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, that's the one. And so I usually look for like an outlier. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm die cutting this before I color it. Carefully put this on so it doesn't move. That way, if it slips while I'm die cutting it, I haven't colored. I haven't wasted time coloring it and having to redo it. I think it did fine. Oh yes, I cut out beautifully. Okay. So now we can put this away. I'm going to put my die back in my thing so it doesn't get lost. Whoops. Get this out of the way. All right. Now let's color our little flower. So anytime you use blends, you want to be sure you have something underneath because it can leak through. So I'm going to start with my light Balmy Blue. That's my card base is Balmy Blue, and that's the color in the designer series paper too, is Balmy Blue. So I'm just going to color my whole flower in Balmy Blue. I'm not worried about the parts that are turned over because I am going to color those with the dark. So this is the light Balmy Blue. And we'll leave that close by. And then I'm going to take the dark Balmy Blue and see where those lines are in the middle. We're going to put some dark. And then these little folded over parts. I should probably switch to the smaller tip for those. So where it's folded over, I'm also making it dark. And then you just come back with your light and just kind of blend that dark out. And then you have a beautiful blue flower. That's it. That's all our coloring. Now you could add wink Castella to that. That would be pretty. All right, so let's get our card base back out. And we have, again, I'll put all the dimensions on my blog after this. Do we want it to go this way? I think we want it to go that way. I don't think there's really an orientation to that, but just whichever way you like it best. All right. Actually, I think I'm going to use my liquid glue. That way I can adjust them a little bit if I need to. I'm putting a little liquid glue on here and just centering this on this flap. Same thing with this one. Oh, I hate to cover up that pretty floral paper. I may have to order another one of these paper packs because it's so pretty. All right, and then this guy. Put him on here. I forgot to tell you that at the end I will announce who won last week's card. So last week we were playing with fall still, and it was this pretty pumpkin card that Patience had shown us how to color in those pumpkins. All right, now this is where you want to be mindful of what you're doing because you don't want to glue this down or you don't get that fun fold. So actually I'm going to do this oval first. That way I can center this over it. So I'm just going to put some adhesive in the middle. I'm not going to go all the way to the end of my oval because it's going to stick out a little bit over that. So I'm just going to center it there. That's why you don't want adhesive on the ends because you don't want to glue it to the base of the card. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put adhesive on these ends and that's it. So that it won't glue everything together that we don't want glued together. And this liquid glue is very strong, so this will hold it just fine. So now you're going to lay it over that oval and center it over that. And then when you're happy, just hold down on the edges there. So now me put this away. We're going to use it again in a minute, but so I don't squirt glue everywhere. So now you have your fun little flip up card. Isn't that fun? Okay. And then I have this is one of the dies from that set. And this is Soft Succulent. But I'm actually going to cut off the end of it a little bit because I have to be sure I can't adhere it where it would go through these holes and adhere to that, because then I can't lift this up. So I'm just going to cut off the stem. And I'm going to use my liquid glue again. And I'm going to put it up a little bit farther just to be sure I'm staying on this part of the card. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I just love that greenery. So that doesn't impede our lifting that up. And then our last thing is our little flower. So I'm going to put some more of this liquid glue here. Again, making sure it's not going to go out onto the other piece. And stick our flower right there. And then the last thing we're going to do is add some bling, of course. So these are the iridescent pearls. They are in I think they're in the holiday mini catalog, but no, they might be in the annual catalog. I don't remember. So I'm going to put one big one down here. They're just so pretty. I don't think they're even going to come across very well on camera. And then two up here. All right, let's get all this out of the way so you can see. And there you go. Isn't that fun? It's just kind of a fun little fold. Now you could put some white on the inside, even if you wanted to just put a strip to write on, you could do that for sure. You could even put some more designer series paper here if you wanted to. I just thought that was such a fun idea with this frame going across it like that. All right, so I think I forgot to tell you at the beginning, thank you, buddy. Everybody that comments on this video on Facebook will be in the drawing to win this card next week. So last week we made this card, and the winner of this is Debbie. So I'm going to see Debbie tomorrow night for card class. She's coming to card class, so I will give that to her then. So let me show you some of the other cards I've made with this. So these were made, and I think I showed these to you last week, but I'll show them again to you again, just in case. I'm trying to put them in the right order of what I want to show. Okay, so these we did at my team meeting this month, using this suite. So here's the Christmas one we did. So that's one of the Christmas fonts, Christmas sentiments, and it just fills that oval so nicely. So the thing about this oval is you get this fun, somebody called it a pie crust. So it kind of looks like, the edge of a pie crust. When it cuts this out, it cuts out both of those pieces. So I have some red ovals now. This was cherry cobbler. Some cherry cobbler insides that I can do something with. And then we colored the flowers and put Wink Stella on them, which just does not show up on camera very well. And we used some of those same pearls. So when I cut this, and I needed my white inside for the sentiment, I had a white outside left over. So I thought, oh, well, I'll use that on the next card. And then I cut the same oval out of the floral paper. Here's more of those dies. So just a sentiment and a little ribbon. But when I cut this, then I had an outside oval left over. So then I used that on this one. And this one used the stitched greenery for the background. And that's one of the sentiments in the stamp set that's carrying over the, what is that one called? Framed florets. And then I wanted to do one more Christmas one. So this is using that same frame that we used on this one. And I did it out of the gold glimmer paper. And it's so sparkly. And then this is some of the lights aglow. I don't remember the name of the paper. And then some gold ribbon, and there's some of those gold swirls on there. So those are the ones we made in the team meeting. And then tomorrow night, we're going to do another Christmas card with this. And this is what we're going to make. And it's using the Holly Designer Series paper. But again, I did the smaller oval and cut out those two pieces, and then the bigger one that cut out that. And some of the dies and gold swirls. So that one we're going to make tomorrow night. Okay. I think that's everything I promised I would show you. So I will get the dimensions for this on my blog soon. And then next week, somebody will win this card. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.